Welcome back, everybody. I'm back today with a much-needed Paycheck Protection Program update, the PPP update. Many viewers are reporting into the channel that they are still being funded even after the application deadline has expired. I'm going to explain to you what's going on behind the scenes at the SBA. And we are nearing the official end of the program, June 30th. Paycheck Protection Program officially ends, okay? We need to know what's happening with the most recent bills that are proposed. Will there be more funds? Will it be included in the next infrastructure package? We're going to talk about all that and more. So share this video with everybody you know who's inside the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, whether they're out there seeking retro PPP, more funding for a draw 2, or if they're hearing about it for the first time. Share this video with everybody you know. There's a lot of great information contained inside. Welcome back, everybody. I have a lineup on the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP program. We're going to talk about everything that's happening behind the scenes at the SBA because many people are reporting to the channel that, yes, they are getting funded. We're going to talk about the likelihood of more funds, what the two bills mean that are currently out there in existence, and what we really need to see inside the new infrastructure bill in hopes that we could influence enough people out there to move this across to a signature and get it to the president's desk to see more funding for the Paycheck Protection Program. By the way, if you have not met me before, my name is Bilder. I'm a financial educator. I teach people how to fill their pockets so full that, yeah, you got to get a suitcase to start carrying your money around with. A wallet just won't do it, okay? And I'm actually celebrating my 1-year anniversary this Saturday on YouTube. I started this channel on June the 19th of 2020, and it would not have been possible without all of the viewers out there. So thank you so much for tuning in each and every day for your updates. So happy to be here for an entire year. My first video ever posted here was on the EIDL programs, and then shortly after I went viral on some of my Paycheck Protection Program videos, helping small businesses out there figure out how to get themselves into these queues, get themselves funded through PPP and EIDL. So I thank you so much for being a part of this this journey for me. You guys are amazing. And to celebrate my 1-year anniversary, I am giving away 3 of my crash courses on AirBNB. Get into the real estate game with a $50 bill in your pocket. Start cash flowing in 3 business days, earning an extra $5,000 to $10,000 each and every month. That program is still on sale until this Friday at midnight. Go out and grab the program today. And on Saturday for my 1-year anniversary, I'm announcing 3 winners that I'm going to refund their money, give them a full lifetime access to the program here for free as a special giveaway to celebrate my 1-year anniversary. Fantastic program. Check it out today. You don't have to own the real estate to do this, and you can start with $50. It's pretty awesome. So check it out right now in the description. On sale until Friday at midnight, all right? Okay, I want to first start out with the Paycheck Protection Program. To all of those who are messaging me and saying that you are finally getting yourselves funded, this is fantastic news. You've been waiting out there, as far as I could see, some cases as far as 3 months back, waiting because you've been stuck in some kind of error code. Right now I'm getting reports that Ready Capital and Biz2 Credit is paying out a lot of those error codes, so congratulations for finally getting your funds. If you're also receiving your funds for the first time today and you've been stuck on one of these error codes, leave me a message in the comments. I'd love to hear about how we could celebrate with you as well, okay? And also I'm hearing reports that we're getting brand new promissory notes written for many of the applicants that have also been stuck in the error codes. So it's not just happening to individuals who were stuck in error codes and already had their promissory note. It is now happening to individuals who were stuck in error codes with the SBA, and now they're finally seeing their promissory notes coming from the lenders, which is fantastic to hear, okay? The deadline for this, remember, is June 30th. All of the behind-the-scenes processing will end as far as June 30th, okay? So let me know in the comments if you guys are getting yourself funding today, okay? I do also see hundreds of messages of individuals wanting to cancel their Womply application because they have the potential to get lender funding through a different lender, but you can't do it, obviously, if you have 2 things open. So I will continue to reach out to Womply to see if we get any feedback on how to cancel these loans so that you get yourself advanced in with a different lender, okay, and get yourself funded today, all right? Okay, I want to shift over and I want to start talking about the likelihood of additional funding to be sent to the Paycheck Protection Program. And I think it's important to highlight some data here because there's been a very recent spike that has occurred with traditional small business lending. This is through your typical bank that you would go out and seek a small business loan. And as of May, we're seeing about a 20% spike, which is demonstrating that small businesses still need to see funding just so they can get themselves over the hump and get themselves back into the reopening phase. Because let's face it, if you receive 2.5 months or you receive 5 months in both draws, draw 1 and draw 2, that was not enough to carry you through the 16 months of the entire pandemic, okay? That is barely 1/3 of all of that funding that you missed out on for the Paycheck Protection Program. So this is definitely demonstrating that there is still a need for additional funding to be sent to the Paycheck Protection Program. It further supports the need because banks are also hesitant to lend out any funding that's not federally backed right now because there's so many uncertainties with the reopening right now. So borrowers are now seeking alternative methods which come with a much higher interest rate, which means it's much higher to pay back. You get hooked into that higher interest rate and it's harder to get yourselves through the reopening phase, okay? Now, let's not forget the deadline for the SBA to finish all processing behind the scenes is June 30th. That's to finalize all of the data, all of the last minute applications that were sitting out there in the queue with error codes. So this begs the big question, what's going to happen if they don't finish all these by June 30th? I mean, there was over 100,000 applicants that were stuck in these error codes, and the only way to extend this would be with an act of Congress, okay? So if they want to extend that deadline to keep the processing going behind the scenes, maybe they need a few extra months to finish all those. Yeah, it would still require an act of Congress to do that, okay? So let's talk about what could come next from Congress. Well, we do know that there were two bills proposed, one of which was proposed by Ben Cardin, and this is to formalize the process of retroactive PPP. It would force the SBA to create a process to pay everybody out the balance between the net and the gross for one draw, whether it was draw 1 or draw 2, just one draw, to bridge that gap to get them the full gross amount when they qualified for the full gross amount after the new rules changed, okay? If you got out there and you applied before the new rule change, you applied with your net income, and you got a much smaller amount of money. In some cases, that could have been a difference of $10,000. I get reports every day on the channel here that says, I missed out on a $10,000 because I filed one day too early and I got it in net instead of gross. So Ben Cardin wants to formalize a process to bridge that gap and get that net converted over to gross for all the applicants that are out there who filed before that new rule change, right? It's only fair for everybody to get the same amount of money. Of course, there was also Jacky Rosen's bill, which was to send $5 billion directly towards women, veterans, and minorities. There's a heavy focus right now on class action lawsuits around similar discrimination cases between small businesses and the SBA. So the likelihood of that targeted approach may not always be the new option. They may take a different targeted approach, which we'll talk about that in just a moment, okay? The second part of Jacky Rosen's bill was to write a blank check for everybody who was in the queue on or before May 4th who did not receive funds. That means you reached the SBA, funding ran out, you were not in any error codes, so your money was not allocated. Basically, funding dried up, you were sitting there, left in limbo, and they would write a blank check to pay out all of that money, okay? So you got to ask, what is Congress officially waiting for in order to pass a new bill here? And it seems like they're waiting for the deadline to approach here for June 30th so the SBA can provide a status report on everything that's happening behind the scenes. Once they close on the 30th, they're going to assemble a list of everybody who's been funded, everybody who's been waiting in the queue. They're going to figure out how much that money is worth and determine what the best action is to go forward here with the Paycheck Protection Program. So let's talk about what we need here, okay? Because the next infrastructure bill is about to pass through the reconciliation process. Makes it much easier for the Democrats to get these bills across the floor because all of them are going to sign and vote for it when they don't really need any bipartisan support. So it would be in our favor to have Paycheck Protection Program included inside of that bill, and now's the time to make sure that we keep the focus on the SBA, keep the focus on the Paycheck Protection Program. Our congressmen and women right now are paying close attention to everything happening at the SBA. So let's talk about a few options that we would really need to see. Of course, you could send $300 billion and fund everybody for another additional 2 or 3 months to keep this program moving forward. That would be a great option, but it doesn't seem like it's a very likely option at this point, okay? You could also send $120 billion over to cover everybody inside of #RetroPPP and as well as applicants that are sitting out there in the queue, okay? Or, of course, they can take that really targeted approach and simply send a blank check to cover everybody who was in line on or before May 4th, and then, of course, create some kind of targeted approach to finalize the Paycheck Protection Program. Now, the targeted approaches that we've seen in the past stir up a lot of emotion because they've made it based on low-income community, and there was a lot of debate over who really benefits from the fact that it comes in a low-income community. So maybe they'll take a different approach this time and make it more focused on reduction in revenue and make it so that it's targeted to reach businesses that truly need the funds right now versus just going towards businesses that need the funds. plus being located in a low income community. Okay, so comment in the messages below, leave me a message, hashtag retro PPP, hashtag more PPP funding. Let your congressmen and women know right now that you want to see this program move forward, get itself additional funding so we could keep this going, get ourselves through the reopening process, get closer to September so that we can have a bit of more normalcy here. Okay, so leave me a comment, let me know that you support more Paycheck Protection Program funding. You could also leave me a comment. Let me know what types of businesses you guys are all in. I love hearing a piece of your life as well. And if you'd like to join me in my partnerships in my AirBNBs, leave me a message in the comments. I'll be holding Zoom calls here in the upcoming week to talk about what my partnerships mean for AirBNBs. If you want to do it on your own, of course, you could always grab my crash course found in the description. It will be on sale until Friday at midnight. Grab it at a steal. It is a total steal right now. It teaches you all of the fundamentals of taking that $50 bill, cash flow in 3 business days, and start earning an extra $5,000 to $10,000 each and every month. Get yourselves a new tomorrow. Find that crash course on sale until Friday at midnight in the description. You can check out a video at the end of this video how I earn $2,645 each day on AirBNB, and of course, you could become a partner in that as well. Okay, so don't forget to leave me a comment. And before you leave today, grab your free stuff. Go to the free stuff section in the description. Grab your free crypto, your free stocks, your free sign-on bonuses through Webull, BlockFi, M1 Finance, and Robinhood. You could also watch a video at the end of this video how I taught my brother how to take a 30-day challenge with those 4 platforms and earn himself free money, extra $3,000 each and every month. Find that video at the end of this video, okay? I wish you guys all the best. I'm going to continue to keep pressing for PPP, retro PPP, and PPP more funding, okay? So tune in daily to get your updates. I will talk to you guys on the next one. Bye for now.